I've got a CV that I would love to publicly publish one day in a book. Because it's the best CV you would ever see in your life.
OK, Donald Trump. Jess in Harrow, good evening.
Hiya. OK, so this might run quite deep with quite a lot of people who may be out of jobs at the moment. So I've been out of a job for over 2.5 years. And I've been really struggling on the market. But there's one particular company that I keep applying to because I just want to work there. They're a huge company. They have lots of jobs going on. And I thought, right, this is the one. I've got the experience. Let's go for it. So here's my question to you. So I've applied for the same role. And this is no joke. I've got copies of it. And I just can't believe this. I've applied for the same role at this company for the last few years. Same job keeps getting advertised again and again, and over 100 times, right?
Over 100 times in 2 years. That's once a week.
You won't believe the efforts I've put in. But if we were to just put it in it's not just the same title job. It's something that could be similar. So the roles that I'll be applying for would be project manager or program manager or solutions manager, delivery manager. But the job descriptions will be very similar to each other. But even just speaking, just one particular one of those titles would be advertised in the space of a year at least 30 times, right?
And would the hiring decision makers be the same people as a rule, or would it be different managers for each job? So one project
I have
manager,
no idea because it never states who's it's the same company.
Yeah. Just tell me the sector. Don't name the company, but tell me the sector, please.
Telecom.
Okay. Yep. So what's your question, Jess?
So the question I'm trying to get to is, at what point does a pattern of a repeated rejection on an ongoing vacancy for just a legal issue, such as an indirect discrimination or a breach of unfair recruitment practices? Okay,
so the answer is sometimes, but I'm kind of going back, forgive me, Jess, with a slightly snide response. So please forgive me, but I can't really think of a better way to put it because I'm quite a snide person. I could apply for a job as the Pope, but I'm not going to get it because I'm not Catholic. Maybe you're just not the right person for this job.
No, I am definitely the right person for this job.
And if I asked your old managers from when you had a job a couple of years ago, would they agree?
Yeah, 100%.
And would they support your application?
100%. Not even 99, 100.
Okay, and are you satisfied that you have a good CV, good application letter, good LinkedIn profile, and there's no dodgy social media scandal surrounding you?
Definitely not. I've got over tens and thousands of followers. I've got a CV that I would love to publicly publish one day in a book. Because it's the best CV you would ever see in your life.
Okay, Donald Trump. Have you ever? So you've applied for this job 100 times.
Yeah, let's just put it 100 times. And
how many
I've got
other job
proof of every
applications?
single one.
How many other job applications have you made?
You won't believe this. On Reed, if there's a media outlet, I've done on Reed over 4,000 applications.
4,000 and
in 1 month.
Wow. So are all 4,000? Are all 4,000 of those employers part of a? You see, look. Let me be blunt with you. I'll come to answer your question in a second, Jess. But maybe a more likely explanation than there's something sinister going on here. Is your CV, your applications just aren't a match? Because if you made 4,000 applications to 4,000 employers
generally,
in a month,
and that's across the UK and internationally, by the way.
Okay, if I asked some sort of careers guru what they thought was wrong with your application, what would their answer be?
Nothing. But can I twist this answer?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's something else going on. I did a little bit of digging from a legal point of view, from an HR legal side. And the way I see it is that I don't believe there's actually a job. I think what's going on is that they're consistently publishing jobs out there, making it look like they've got jobs. And I believe they do because they have employees over thousands.
Why would they do that?
Huh? Why would they do that?
Why would they incur the costs of advertising, selection?
Nothing. It doesn't cost anything to advertise.
Well, it does, but let's park
especially if
that.
it's your own website.
Okay, why would they do that?
Is there, I don't know, I think there's a I believe taxation that they can get if they're showing that they're advertising for a job and, oh, well, they can't fill it, but I think they can get taxational gains. I'm not saying that right. I'm not articulating that right, but I know what I mean, because I think if you are a company and you advertise a job and then you try to fill in the position and you can't fill in the position, I think you can get some tax relief or something from it.
Yeah. I'm getting a load of people texting about you, Jess, and one person, Ian in Cornwall, has wonders if you might be overqualified and they're afraid you'd leave.
Mid-level.
So you're basically Goldilocks. You're not underqualified, you're not overqualified, you're perfectly qualified.
I am, and that's such a shame. And there's a lot of us out there, to be fair, and I can see it's quite a sad market for a lot of us here.
Here's the answer to the question you asked. What you asked, I'm paraphrasing, at what point does the pattern of rejection begin to give rise to suspicion of a legal issue like discrimination?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so if you have been... first of all, do you have a protected characteristic? Your race, your sexual orientation that the employer would know about?
I can throw a lot of that at that if I really wanted to.
Give me two.
Female, a minority of a coloured descendant, in a sense.
What minority are you?
Would you say Asian?
Okay.
That one.
Is that apparent on your job application?
No.
So that can't be the reason for rejecting you, can it?
But they can see my LinkedIn profile if they wanted to.
So your what profile, sorry?
My LinkedIn.
Your LinkedIn.
They do ask you for your LinkedIn profile on that.
Okay. Does this organisation employ Asian people?
Sorry, say that again.
Does this organisation employ other Asian people?
Yes, they do.
Okay, so if they're not employing you, do you think it's because you're Asian, or do you think it's because they don't like your CV?
I just think it's fake job. I think they're doing a fake job.
Well, if it is a fake job, you've got no claim. Because if it's a fake job, you haven't lost the opportunity to have paid employment. And
I know, but I want to go in a different legal route. I want to say that you are not really... You're wasting my time.
Okay, Jess, I'm just going to give you a very short answer now because we're running out of time, I'm afraid. I think you're going to struggle. Given you've made 4,000 other job applications to other employers in the last month, I think you're going to struggle to show that this particular employer's rejected you for a dodgy reason. I wish you the best of luck getting a job, Jess, but I don't think you're going to have a claim here, I'm afraid, in the real world. I can't rule out a theoretical discrimination claim, but in the real world, I think it's very unlikely. I'm sorry. Jess, good luck. I know it's hard. Keep plugging away.